What's going on, my friends? My name is Joe, and welcome back for episode 18 of Town Hall 9 in 2021. I almost did not make a video today, guys. I got a little distracted over on social media trying to help other players, but it is what it is. For those of you that don't know, Clash of Clans did share one of our videos recently on Twitter and Facebook, and I was like, wow, that's actually really cool. They watched the videos, you know? And then I thought to myself, wait a minute, they know about Grandpa. That's not good, bros. That is not good. He's a bad guy, a really bad guy. But, you know, I digress. We're going to go ahead and move on. So today we're going to be using the Witch. Instead of using all the farming armies, which we've done many, many times, it's gotten really boring. We're going to use a clan war style army. No, we're not in clan war, but we're going to use a clan war style army because I want to practice it before we go into the clan war leagues, and I want to make sure that I understand how to use the army, kind of a refresher for myself. But we also have an empty laboratory, and all we have left is Dark Elixir troops. So we need to spend Dark Elixir, but then we need Dark Elixir because we've been able to upgrade our Archer Queen to level 27.
Hey, Joe! How are you gonna brag about having a level 27 queen? If that was my account, I would have had it to level 30 already!
Oh, and look who just pops up in the video, Grandpa. Hey, Grandpa, where is your account? Why have we not seen your account anywhere?
Clash of Clans banned me for a week. I don't even know why.
Yeah, that is about right. And that probably serves Grandpa right for running his mouth, because I think we all got a really good idea on why Grandpa got banned from Clash of Clans for the next week, because he was probably trolling other players, huh? So let's go ahead and get away from that. We're not going to worry about Grandpa anymore. He's a jerk. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at this WitchSlap army. Now, I must state that we have already covered dragons in this series. It was the very first clan war army that we looked at, and so a lot of players out there prefer the dragons over the witches any day of the week because they are doing hero upgrades. So I must state that the dragons are really good when you have the heroes down for upgrade. But let's say that you're getting bored at Town Hall 9 and you do have higher level heroes. This army right here is very, very powerful when you got the king and the queen involved. Now, I am working without a Barbarian King, and I'm going to show you the results of not having the king. But the way this army works is you're going to drop a few witches on each corner of the village, and you're going to place a few healers, 2 healers with them, and you're going to let them work to clear exterior buildings. The idea is to try to funnel and clear exterior buildings. That way you move the rest of your army inside the village. So we got a golem block in, we got witches, wizards, queen, and then bowlers and the wall breakers to open up the wall. Now, you just saw the bowlers lift off the map because of a spring trap. That's where the Barbarian King comes in really handy, because he will find those traps instead of your bowlers. So we are short a little bowlers, and this is a little bit of a problem when it comes to not having the Barbarian King, is that the bowlers are weaker on their own. They need a lot of tanking power, and they need something to find those traps. But this is exactly how the army works when it comes to getting the bowlers in the center of the village, clear out these high hit point buildings, as well as these very detrimental defenses like the expos, like the wizard towers. And this is a very basic base design. I hit this one on purpose because this is something that you really need to practice this army first before you go into clan war with it. If you don't understand the purpose of the healers and understand that you got to get rid of those air defenses, because the air defenses will kill off your healers, and then the healers cannot do this, keep your witches healthy. And that's the point of the whole thing, keeping the witches healthy. That way they keep generating skeletons, that way they keep taking out buildings, and that way you are successful with the 3-star. So we're going to go ahead and speed it up, that way you can see the army for yourself. This is just one variation of many variated armies of the WitchSlap. So I was scrolling through bases, and I just so happened to stumble upon this monster with a lot of resources, and I need the Dark Elixir back that I've been spending on witches. They are very expensive. Be aware of that if you are trying to use them. So we're going to try to take on this base, but no promises. I don't want to like church this up more than it really is, because a lot of players out there get this like misconception that this army is super duper powerful and it should crush everything. But there are weaknesses in the witches as well. You do need to be aware of that. Now, we are are taking on a Town Hall 10, but it's also a dead Town Hall 10. But we also can't count out these heavyweight defenses and the things that they can do. Now, we did drop a little bit more healers up on the upper corner than we did on the bottom corner over here on the right side. So we are running into some issues, or we might run into some issues later on. Now, we're trying to get rid of air defenses, and we're also trying to open up compartments and try to send our bowlers inside. Now, you'll notice that we just lost the witch, or the healer, on the right side. So it looks like our troops are going to stay outside, but the witches on the other side are doing okay. And the thing is that when the witches split up, the biggest problem here is the fact that they will only have one healer or one witch having healing capabilities. And we're going to go ahead and drop a jump spell here. But the problem is that we're not going to get much out of it because the bowlers and the queen are going to continue to proceed around the outside of the village. Nothing is going to probably... Actually, I take that back. I take that back. The archer queen did go inside. Wow, I can't believe it. The queen actually went inside, but we're having to deal with an enemy queen in there. And let's see if we can... let's see here. Let's see if we can rage up this group up here to try to heal up the witches, get them past that wizard tower. The wizard tower is very powerful, and it's also doing a lot of damage to our witch. But if we can keep our witch alive, that is the main thing. Now, we also do have a freeze spell that we can use. We got a couple of hidden Teslas in the center of this base. We got an archer queen. We got our ability still, but we're gonna probably lose the rest of our troops. Let's go ahead and use that queen's ability. And looks like the witch and the queen are busy on the Inferno Tower. The witch over here is taking some damage and is being healed back up by the healers. So that's the main thing. That's a good thing. Let's see here. We got one more wizard tower. And let's see if we can try to get the rest of the resources off this base. 40 seconds. Now, I want to mention for you guys is that I did train up another army, a different variety of this army. That way we can show you something else other than just this version, because there are other versions. There are versions that include the earthquake spells, and I wanted to show you that. So we're going to go ahead and freeze that wizard tower. That one single witch over there by herself is not a lot of firepower. So you'll see that once the bowlers are gone, the army does kind of fizzle out. So this is why I wanted to show you this, because, you know, I don't want you thinking that, oh, this army is super duper powerful and it should be able to take down everything when it can't. You know what I mean? Let's go ahead and drop that poison spell because it's just going to tie up our space. I need to reset the army, but we got most of the resources off of it, and that's what matters because we are in need of dark elixir. So we do have another army trained up. Let me get some clan castle troops, and then we're going to go out and try out the 8 earthquake spell WitchSlap. So let's go ahead and finish up this video with one more army, a different variation of the WitchSlap army. This is the 8 earthquake spell WitchSlap. The biggest difference with this army and the earlier version that I just showed you a moment ago is that there are no healers, and so that is a big difference between the two, and I'm not entirely sure if this is going to work or not. So let's see if it does or not. Let's drop 4 earthquake spells to open up a big gaping hole for our witches to run free, and let's open up another hole. I don't know, let's do right here. Why not? I think that's good, but I'm not entirely sure. And we also have lower level earthquake spells. So the point here is we're going to drop golems to block, and we're going to drop witches back behind and allow them to work back behind the golem support. And we also have an electro dragon on defense. So that's really good, right? All right, so we have one rage spell in the army as well. And the point is to save the rage spell for the interior of the base. Now we got to get rid of that electro dragon, and it looks like our queen has locked onto that E-drag. Let's go ahead and drop a rage spell here to where everything just kind of powers up and goes inside. Now remember, we're working without our Barbarian King, so we're missing a major component in our army. Now there is no healer support, there is no heal spell support for our bowlers, so we're really heavily dependent on the numbers from the witches, and as the witches die, we start to lose out on some of that power. Now, most of the defenses on this village were maxed out. The only difference here is that the walls are Town Hall 8 walls. So that could be a confusion for some players where they're saying, okay, this army's just a joke, but it looks like it's doing very well. It looks like it's still effective, minus the fact that we just lost a bunch of witches right there on the bottom side because of a giant bomb, jerk. It's all good though. This is the point of showing you this army, is that if it fails, it shows you why you should not use it, you know? And if it does really well, then it says, well, maybe it is worth trying out, you know? And it looks like our army has started to fizzle out. So these were Town Hall 9 defenses, and the army does fizzle out. So I'm kind of curious is whether this army is still effective with the full army, like the Barbarian King included, because if he was also in here blocking and tanking for the witches and his ability was used, would it be any better? That's kind of something that I'm curious about. If you have all of your troops and you want to try this army and let us know down in the comments below if it still works or not, definitely let us know. I'm very interested to know. But we're going to go ahead and walk away from this one. We were unsuccessful with the 3-star, but at the same time is something that we need to invest in, and the purpose of making this video is to show you that the witches are a really cool troop to use, but you also have to have those hero support in order to be successful with them. And if you don't have the heroes, like I mentioned earlier, make sure that you try to use the dragons instead, because that would be the army that would carry you through all these hero upgrades. So we were able to make back some of the resources that we spent on our little witch endeavor today, but we're going to go ahead and retrain back up our goblin knife army. That way I can get to work on the dark elixir, and the archer queen has to go to 86,000. So I tell you what we're gonna do. I'm gonna have to do a bunch of grinding. I'm gonna pick the cheapest option here, which would be the minion. No, the Valkyrie. No, the minion. The minion would be the cheapest option here to upgrade it. 30,000 dark elixir. We're going to go ahead and put the minion down for the next couple of days, and that'll save me or leave me at 40,000 dark elixir and 1 builder. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and burn off some of our resources. All right, so let's go ahead and skip ahead past the upgrading of walls. At this point, if you don't understand how to upgrade walls, then I really don't know what else to tell you, because it's really just kind of a collection of resources, dumping it into the walls and getting it over with. Now, one thing that I gotta mention about this series is that we are gonna do this series a little bit differently than what we did down in the Town Hall 9 free-to-play series last year. Last year, we rushed ahead to Town Hall 10 at level 25 King and Queen once we maxed out our entire village. The biggest downside with that way of gameplay is that realistically, all it is a lot of farming back to back to back to back, and you never really get to see any type of clan war strategy. So what we're gonna do is, once we get this village closer to max, we're gonna start working our way into clan war a lot more. We're gonna probably stay here for about a week, maybe 2 weeks after we max this account. That way you get to see more of the war related stuff. For those of you that are interested in improving your game as a Town Hall 9 before you move into Town Hall 10, because things do get a little harder, and if you do not pick up any skills before Town Hall 10, you're gonna probably have a very difficult time. So hopefully you're able to get something out of today's video, and if you enjoyed today's content, make sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe if you have not done so already, and if you like watching us quite regularly, turn on those notifications. Now, if you need any additional video support, or you would like to see the very beginning of this account right here, click one of those links over there, and we'll see you in the next one, guys. Take care.